Welcome to the final episode of Stay Tuned. Tips to keep your audience engaged when presenting. Today is about humor. In our business world, humor is not exactly on the agenda. Most of the times it is considered out of place or not even talked about. Well, I can tell you from my side, we Germans are not exactly seen as experts when it comes to humor. Or to put in other words, a German joke is no laughing matter. Although you might argue that he has a point, you should consider humor as a useful tool. Jennifer Archer and Naomi McDonald's even describe it as a secret weapon in business. Because humor in business helps to build trust and therefore true connections. A Gallup survey of more than 1.4 million people across 166 countries reveals the frequency at which we laugh or smile drops significantly once we hit the age of 23. I find this to be alarming. It actually means that we lose the fun of playing once we enter our professional life. Yet one of the oldest saying already says, laughter is the best medicine. And it is true. When you are laughing, a complex chemical process is triggered within your body. It actually releases a cocktail of hormones: serotonin, dopamine, endorphin. Laughing is like exercising, meditating, and having sex all at once. So, if that isn't something, what does that mean for your presentation? Well, let's have a look at an Apple keynote. Those keynotes are always a great learning experience. In the 2014 developer conference, Craig Federighi reveals the name of Apple's latest operating system.
They headed east, landing at OS X Rancho Cucamonga. Still, we hadn't quite hit the mark, so they boldly ventured north, landing at OS X Weed. Now, strangely, this one had large pockets of support within the product marketing organization. But saner heads did prevail, and they set off on what then was a somewhat more circuitous path that took them ultimately to a place that embodies the beauty and power of OS X. We discovered OS X Yosemite.
At that point, his presentation is almost indistinguishable from comedy show. But in a good way. It is funny and entertaining to watch. At the same time, he relaxes the atmosphere in the room and turns something rather boring, namely a name for a new operating system, into an entertaining 60 seconds that leaves the audience audibly laughing. And then there's James Veitch. His presentation is about a pretty nerve-wracking topic: spam mails. His approach to just start replying to spam is just as unorthodox as the way he tells his story. Truly a masterclass of presenting something in a funny way. Personally, I like to inject some humor during the first minutes of a speech. Certainly humor that fits the topic, not just telling a joke. This is quite powerful because if the audience laughs, it relaxes them, and even more, it puts yourself at ease for a better performance. This was the fifth and last episode of the Stay Tuned series. If you missed one of the other episodes, be sure to check them out and click on subscribe and the bell icon to be notified when new episodes are released. Why, you might ask? Because the world deserves better presentations.